Okay, hello teacher. I'm now going to develop the app number 3. It's a research the national English curriculum and analyze how it is designed and research the components of the microcurricular planning used in the Ministry of Education. Okay. And now, first of all, I'm going to analyze the introduction about the curriculum English. And the curriculum also supports general education goals of justice. Means that try to involve all kind of students in different part, in this case in Ecuador, and try to involve to the education process. The curriculum try to include the different international communities for to adapt the education and also have a good progress and good results for the education. These are the skills Ecuadorian learners will need to engage successfully in local, that I mentioned before, international communities. Okay, and then now I'm going to explain the CLIL. The role of the CLIL in curriculum is important because the culture, communication, cognition, content is a process that the curriculum focus for the learners. And we have here the different steps, the communication and cultural awareness, oral communication, speaking, listening, reading, writing, language through the arts, and that's all these steps and create a efficiently education process because use the communication skills for the students and create a critical thinking, better ideas for the different types of tests. And for that reason, the curriculum try to adapt the good methodology for create a good knowledge for the students and the other structures. And now the core principles, we have 5 core principles: communicative approach, content and language, integrated learning, international standards, and thinking skills, and learning centering approach. The role of core principles in the curriculum is try to adapt the different techniques about the education and try to develop during the classes by the teachers, or maybe the students can understand the different process. For example, in international standards, the curriculum try to adapt the different models of education for try to get the difference. The purpose of this part is to improve the different standards and try to get the best version for the education process during the all different modifications after the curriculum evaluation.
Okay, now the levels of proficiency. As you can see in the picture, the levels of proficiency are divided in different levels and sub-levels according to the necessities of the students and according to the age and also the grade. And I think that is important because it helps teacher to know what is the level of the students according to the grade. And here learners are expected to reach a certain level of English when they are graduated from Educational General Básica and Education General Básica Superior. Next, please. And now the communicative language teaching is a communicative approach to teach a second language using an important aims such as meaningful communication, communication as a holistic process. Language learning involves creative use of learning, involves the use of effective learning and communicative strategies, and the role of the teacher here is as facilitator because it provides language use and learning, and also the classroom is a communicative because all the learners learn through collaboration and sharing their ideas. And I think that is also important because CLT emphasizes the importance of integration, and it focuses on helping students to use the target language in different contexts and understand the function of the using the language.
Okay, something important about the curriculum is that it wants that students can develop their critical thinking. So for that reason, it is based in the Bloom's taxonomy. It means that the teaching process, it's not just to transmit knowledge. It means that students have to use their prior knowledge and new information that they receive in the class to apport to their learning. Okay, so for that reason, they can express themselves, they can have the ability to develop their skills, their internal skills, and also the cognitive process that is in their minds. So for that reason, it's really important that each goal or objective, which is right in the curriculum, have to use a specific objective according to the Bloom's taxonomy. Next, please. Okay, something important in curriculum is the curricular threats. And why? Because it can develop the learner's understanding of the world. It can develop the personal, social, and intellectual skills of the students, and also it can create a love for learning languages. So it wants that students not just have English language or another foreign language as other subjects. It wants that students can focus, can love, and can be motivated to learn this. So for that reason, the first thread, we have communication and cultural awareness. It is about that each student have to learn, have to know their own culture. Also, they like their culture, obviously, but the students are able to understand people from other cultures, from other countries. They can have an interaction with that people. So we know that people around the world think in different ways, speak in different way, have the meaning of the words different to us. So when a student develop in this part of the curriculum, they can interact with others without problems, and also they can communicate with others. So for that reason, we have to the next thread, which is oral communication. It is about listening and speaking skills. It is important because, as example, we know that when we learn our mother tongue, we learned by listening to our parents or peers, and later we can speak, okay, an imitation of them. So it is similar in the other language, because when students are in contact with I don't know, maybe news or podcasts, some maybe important things that is about listening, they can develop the language. The third thread is reading. So this can be useful, very useful, in order that students can know more about grammar, structures of the language. They can use their expressions, and they can get the ability to comprehend text. Okay, because we know that around the world we have many texts of us, and so it is important to communicate too. So for that reason, the next step is writing. This is a cognitive and metacognitive skill. So once a student have maybe a knowledge about what is the language, how think the people of that culture, how they communicate, the words that they use, the structure, they are able to write. And finally, we have language through there. This is the last one thread, because something important in this part is that the curriculum wants that students not just be prepared for the future, for their future profession or something like that. They want that the student can prepare in the present moment. So it means that It is not just about that the language will be used in the future or just inside the classroom or just in the professions. No, it is about that the language can be used the whole life of the students because it is important not just to get a job, it is important to communicate, to interact with other people. Thank you.
Okay, I am going to present the 7 components of the micro curriculum. Next, please. So the first we have the curriculum materials. That's mean that the curriculum has done the book that we have, that the teachers have, and the book has the CD that is all materials that the teacher has, and the teachers also can have the teacher materials that they use in the lesson plans through the curriculum. The second is the objectives. The objectives should be clearly communication to your students to very beginning of the lesson, and these objectives is complemented with the curriculum, because the objectives is follow the curriculum we have, that the English class, that we have the specific objectives that we need to follow, and these objectives must be clear, and we need to follow the SMART. This specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Next, please. The third component is background knowledge. In this part in the curriculum, we know that we have the curriculum in each grade, and we have the prior knowledge as the prior grade, and we know that the students have the previous life experience, prior learning, or both in the English classroom. And the third component is direct instructions. In this time meet of your lesson plan or in the curriculum, these direct instructions follow the teachers and make more sequential as they can. In this part, is important that the instructions are clear and the objective of the experience of the curriculum, teachers and students. That's mean the expectations that the students and teachers have to follow the curriculum.
Okay, continue with the components. Student practice. Practice when working with a group of students is necessary to comply with 3 steps in the practice. The first is guided practice, collaborative practice, and independent practice. Guided practice, we can use some traditional example using the Blackboard. It's very important because we have a good communication with the teacher and the student, and the curriculum is very important, and the guided practice. Through this alternative, we achieve that our students gain confidence in what they are learning. These practices are very important because they keep the teacher as a leader. Collaborative practice. This type of practice refers to the process where the student will have to work in groups. This includes pair, small groups, and large groups. When working in groups, learning is held to be collaborative. For example, if a student doesn't understand a topic, all the group can give some opinions and share learning. In the curriculum are very important, the collaborative practice, because we have a good environment in the classrooms. Independent practice. With independent practice, we encourage students to develop their knowledge personally. Through this activity, you can realize if the student is learning. The next component is closure. For us, is the wrap up. When we talk about the closure of the class, it is important to mention that the teacher must carry out learning reinforced activity. As a teacher, we can use a number of activities to reform the learning of our students, Some of the activity can be questions and answers used for flashcard, questionnaire, etc. It is a quickly synopsis of the lesson. All the activities are carried out before the end of the class, and we have some examples of the closure. For example, today we learn about and the student share the opinions. The last component is demonstration of learning, and they are a small activity that we can use before finishing the class. These activities are used for the student to work alone without the help of any teachers. In the curriculum, and this kind of activity are very important because we can use this activity for develop the knowledge of the students in the classroom. It can be used as a project, and some examples of activity can be oral presentation, speeches, essays, poems, short story, plays, scientific experiments, studies, report, etc. All these components that we mentioned are important in the lesson plan. Teachers should use this component to improve learning in the classroom, and we have a good potential in the curriculum. Thank you.